Previously on Ham Jam.
No, because I never get to go to games. Fuck. I can't go into the game. My ticket doesn't work. Pat probably used my ticket. Yeah, it's saying someone's claimed it already. I just missed paper tickets because they were easy and you could just use them. Oh, it worked. I think. Okay. See you guys later.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, the chain?
Yeah.
Get your something in your pocket.
Little keys.
Get it out. Pull up the chain.
There's like change and stuff in there. Oh, it's like a microphone.
Today's episode, more Ticats.
The headline in the paper read, and this is true, nobody left the field that day. Everybody saw this, but they got it wrong, because I left because I was so mad the Ticats blew the lead that I was rage walking home. Why didn't you stay in the stadium for the 1998 Eastern Finals of the CFL between the Ticats and the Alouettes?
That's right, we're going back in time.
It's the 1998 Eastern Final.
And since it's Ham Jam, we can't just discuss the glorious Hamilton Ticats. We have to narrow it down and talk about a small little pebble in the beach of Hamilton Ticats history where the formerly sad sack Hamilton Ticats somehow managed to get to the 1998 Eastern Final. So one more victory, and then they make the Grey Cup. Hamilton's in the Grey Cup, it's like Christmas times Thanksgiving times 5 Halloweens. It's the best.
So there I am at Ivor Wynne Stadium. It's rammed, and the Ticats have a giant lead, and we're all excited, cheering, going crazy.
Until I believe it was like the third quarter. Picture this. They blow the lead. They're down by like 2 points with a minute left. Where my hero, Hamilton kicker Paul Balderson, maybe kick a 55-yard field goal to win the game. Everyone in the stadium, bated breath. They got the prayer beads. They're probably slamming. They're smuggled in ride. Except for one thing. When they blew the lead, I was so enraged, I left the stadium and was walking the 2-hour walk back to my mother's. And it turns out Paul Balderson magically kicks the field goal through the uprights to win the game with no time left. When I heard the cheers, I ran the 5 blocks back, praying to all the CFL gods the Ticats had won. And the celebration was so intense that they actually hurt the kicker Paul Balderson, so he couldn't be in the Grey Cup. That's how happy they were. They hurt somebody in their joy. My brother Pat was there, said it's the greatest thing he's ever seen in his life.
And I missed it.
And it's always bothered me that I can't handle the close games and I leave and don't get to see any of these moments. What do you think I'd learn?
There is the Ticat experience, but then you also have the Ticat experience with B.A. Johnston. So like you're feeding off the crowd, but you're also feeding off this man. You can see these emotions kind of come over you.
Is this the worst football game I've ever been to in my life?
The stress, the anxiety, the sweats.
People are now leaving in droves. I'm not embarrassed to be a fan, but I'm embarrassed for what I just watched.
Rage, sadness, anger.
Isn't that how the Labor Day Classic is supposed to be? We're supposed to feel good, we're supposed to feel happy, we're supposed to leave here rejoiced.
It's definitely like a fight or flight, but it's never fight. It's always flight.
It's real bad. They're fucking terrible. Oh no, their own quarterback threw to their team like twice, like into their arms.
It gets personal between the fans and the players here. It really does. You know, you have a sense of ownership. Hello, I'm Paul Osbaldiston. I played for the Ticats for 18 years.
Osbaldiston's on the show.
You want to win every game just so that you can see the joy in their faces. You know, a lot of people here work really, really hard, and they spend, you know, sometimes a lot of their own money to be able to come to games, to cheer on the team. So you don't want to let them down at all.
What do you think of that game?
Well, it is what it is. And I didn't like the outcome, but here we are.
Happens.
It does happen.
All of us are human, and we make mistakes on the field, off the field, and hey, that's part of it. The good thing with our people was they were there the next week ready to pick you up and push you in the right direction.
How are you doing?
Good. Can I say a few words?
Say a few words.
I'm just here to talk about the Ticats, nothing else, and it's good that they're not done yet, but they're on break.
They're on a break.
They're
that's
on
for sure.
figuring out what maybe they could do to
Be a good team.
maybe f***ing do better.
Yes, next year.
Yeah.
No.
It's a tough town, you know, it really is, but it's full of character, and it's full of characters.
How do you feel about that game?
Oh, it's terrible.
Well, we lost
The whole
again.
season's been
well,
terrible.
we lost again, didn't we?
We did.
I'm wasted. It's okay.
All right.
Oski wee wee, Oski wawa, holy Mackinac, Tigers in a bra!
And it's an honest town, a hard-working town, and the fans let you know about it. You know, they'll tell you when you're good, and they'll tell you when you're bad. And
Did it bother you so much? Because I found
No.
I've booed the Ticats a couple times.
Oh.
I regret it now that I'm with you
Well,
in this restaurant, but
Yeah, you know, you never want to
guess you
see
get
that.
caught up in it, you know.
Yeah, you do, obviously, right? You want your team to do well. It's out of passion and love for your organization. So there's nothing wrong with it.
We need garbage trucks! We need garbage trucks! Not anybody but school buses! Garbage trucks! What is this? This is what we pay for?
That's what I said.
We are garbage! We need garbage trucks to pick up our garbage!
It's not wrong. It was pretty bad.
Everybody at home, another week has passed, and the tugboat is leaving the dock to go on another nautical adventure. We got B.A. Johnson's Catch of the Day, of the week, your favorite segment, filmed live here at Hammerheads Fresh on Lock Street with our friends, Scott and Paul, talking all things fish, talking all things delicious. Scott, Paul, what delicious ocean treat do we have on deck today for our viewers at home to get hungry about?
We have some squid. Short fin squid comes all the way from Fogo Island, Newfoundland.
So that's like as local a squid as you can get?
It is pretty much as local as you can get. Go to the supermarket, it's gonna come from overseas, but we get ours from Newfoundland right here in Canada.
So that squid is going a long way. This squid's only coming from Newfoundland. A short, I don't know how far it is. Very short, a short drive away, a short ferry ride, and then another drive away is where this squid's coming from. You wanna get it and bring it home to your house. But the one thing I think about when I see this squid is, I'm a little intimidated because it seems like some kind of Kraken-like beast. I don't know how to make this delicious.
You could cut it up into rings, flour, eggs, breadcrumbs, fry it, squid legs, high heat, really quick methods, or low and slow. I like to stuff it. You can get these tentacles, chop them up with a little bit of breadcrumbs, parsley. You fill it up 3/4 of the way because this is gonna shrink, this is gonna expand into a tomato sauce in the oven for 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how to make sense of this with the way that the place used to be, you know?
Oh yeah, totally.
So I'm trying to figure out like what, you know, like it's amazing how little or how soon you forget. All right, well, there's the circle. So this
Okay,
is
we
gonna
got
be
a circle. So this
55.
Is it 55, 55 and then a line?
It's
is it
50, 50, 55.
Ah,
Two
okay.
50s, 155.
And it was how, 56?
54.
54.
This is where they've done the hash.
Okay. All right.
There should be.
Think right there?
Yep.
Here we are, Bell 5 Ham Jam on the historic spot where Paul's Ballston kicked the game-winning Eastern Conference final. How did that feel?
It felt great. It's
nervous?
Well,
You get nervous in a
it's-
situation like that?
Absolutely. I think you're a fool if you're not. You know, the guys that say that, well, I just treat it as another kick. I never did. It's not another kick. If I miss that kick, we don't go to the Grey Cup. So why would I treat it as just another kick? To me, it was the kick. I remember, concentrating on a couple of small things I knew that I had to do every single kick.
Okay, so step back, and I like soccer kick it, kind of like.
Yeah, kick it like
so
a
don't
soccer
kick
ball.
it with your toe,
No.
which I assumed.
No.
We only got one shot at this Bell 5. All right, so I step back.
Yep. There was about 26 seconds left, I think. And I said, get me to the 50-yard line, keep it on the right hash, and I'll make it for you. And Ron asked me, well, what are your chances from there? I said, 2 out of 10. And Danny and Ron looked at me and said, that's not very good. I said, don't worry, I'll make it one of the 2 good ones.
So step back.
This is giver.
Okay, I'm doing it Paul style. Back and forward.
Once I hit the ball, I didn't even really see it go through the uprights. Darren was jumping up on top of my head already. He said he knew just by the sound of the ball. Then all of a sudden the place just starts shaking and
When I'm feeling sad, I like to watch that kick. And I have to admit right now that that's the only time I saw that kick in person. Because I was so angry, I actually left the stadium.
I'm a superstitious guy. So if I'd known that, I would have kicked you out of the stadium for every field goal I ever tried. I played 18 years for the Ticats, 18 seasons, and went by in a blink of an eye. It really did. Now, when you retire and you look back and you go, wow, that's it. There's no senior football league. There's nothing you can do at 60 years old to, duplicate what you did on the field as a football player. When I go talk to young football players now, I basically, I'll sound like I'm bragging and I'll say, I've done this, I accomplished this, and I would trade it all away in a heartbeat just to be in one of your guys' shoes for a day, just to be a football player again, just to come out of the locker room, run out in front of the fans. I tell them, and you mean it.
I mean, when you did retire, that affected me. Like, I remember it was sad for me as a fan. Because you're like, yeah, you're my football hero. I'm very nervous to even do this interview, but...
No, I think you should set your standards higher, but I'll go with it.
The whole time, you're the player I remember watching the most. If I was ever going to get a jersey with a player's name, it'd be yours.
Yeah.
Me and Jesus Christ go down the Hamilton Ticats Labor Day game, and we boo the hated Toronto Argonauts from the visitor stand. I always knew that our Lord and Savior to be Hamilton Tiger Cat fan. And Pinball Clemens says, God, why have you forsaken me? And Jesus says, Pinball, you're coaching the wrong team. And then the Argos lose by 1 trillion points. Choirs of angels show up and sing, Argo sucks. I always knew that Jesus was from Hamilton. Always knew that Jesus was from Hamilton. Me and the Jesus go drinking on a Saturday night. And there's a super cute girl sitting on the Jesus is right. And she's been talking to some jabroni in a Maple Leafs jersey all night. And I say, geez, will she go home with him? And Jesus says, B.A. not on my watch. And then the locusts, they fly in. And the jabroni, he has got no skin. Always knew that Jesus was from Hamilton. Always knew that Jesus was from Hamilton. I've seen worse CFL kicks than that.
Oh, I've had 100 worse.
No, your kicks were all great.